ever feel like you're following a map that doesn't lead anywhere? You hit the milestones, the job, the degree, the routine, but you still feel hollow, like you're searching for the true meaning of your life in a pile of external expectations. Yet the more boxes you can't check, the more the goalpost seems to move. We've been conditioned to believe that meaning is a destination, a trophy at the end of a long race, or a secret code that only the successful have cracked. But this constant outward gazing is exactly why we feel so fragmented. We look at influencers, at our peers, or at historical figures, and try to wear their lives like a suit of clothes that doesn't fit, wondering why we feel so restricted and uncomfortable. The harder we look out there for answers, in our career titles, our bank accounts, or the fickle approval of others, the more lost we get. We are like travellers looking for a house while we are already standing in the living room. We treat our own lives like a puzzle where the pieces are missing. But the truth is, the pieces aren't missing. They are just buried under the noise of a world that thrives on your distraction. What if the meaning of your life isn't something you find, but something you uncover? To explore this, we're looking at the wisdom of Wang Yangming, a 16th-century philosopher and general who realized that the ultimate truth exists nowhere else but within the human heart. Wang Yangming didn't reach these conclusions in a comfortable library or a peaceful monastery. He found them while in exile, living in a primitive cave in the mountains of Guizhou, stripped of his status and facing his own mortality. It was there, stripped of every external identity, that he realized most of us treat the meaning of life like a hidden treasure we have to hunt down in the outside world. He argued this is our fundamental mistake. He calls the solution Liangzhi, often translated as innate knowing or pure knowing. Think of Liangzhi as an internal compass that never breaks, even in the darkest storm. He believed that your heart already knows the difference between right and wrong, and it already knows your true path. It is a spontaneous, immediate wisdom. You don't need to read 1,000 books, attend every self-help seminar, or travel to a mountaintop to find your purpose. You were born with a moral and spiritual GPS that is active every second of every day. When you see someone suffer, that immediate pang of sympathy is Liangzhi. When you're about to lie and you feel that subtle tightening in your chest, that is Liangzhi. The reason you feel lost isn't that you lack direction. It's that you've layered so much dust over that GPS, social pressure, the fear of judgment, the greed for more, and the paralyzing anxiety of the future, that you can no longer hear the signal. We have become experts at over-analyzing our impulses until we stifle them. Meaning isn't something you gain or accumulate, it's what remains when you strip away the noise of who the world told you to be. When you stop asking, what is the meaning of life? As if it were a math problem, and start asking, what is my heart telling me is right now? The fog begins to lift. This leads us to Yangming's most revolutionary concept, the unity of knowing and acting. In our modern world, we are obsessed with knowing. We listen to podcasts, watch videos, and plan our lives for years without ever taking a single step. We think that if we just think about our purpose long enough, if we just analyze our why with enough intellectual rigor, it will eventually appear in a flash of lightning. We treat knowledge like a collection of items in a backpack, hoping that if we pack enough, the journey will eventually begin itself. Yangming argued that to know and not to do is not yet to know. He believed that knowledge and action are the same thing, two sides of the same coin. If you say you know you should be brave, but you act with cowardice, you don't actually know what bravery is yet. You only know the definition of the word. Many of us feel lost because we spend all our time in the waiting room of life, thinking about our purpose while our actual life passes us by. We wait for a sign or a perfect risk-free plan before we move. But in Yangming's view, the sign is the action itself. Meaning is found exclusively in the doing. It is an emergent property of sincere action. If you feel a nudge to be kind now. If you feel a nudge to create now. You don't figure out your life and then start living it. You live it with total sincerity, and in that living, the meaning becomes clear. Purpose isn't a blueprint you draw before the house is built. It's a trail you leave behind you as you walk. When you align your actions with that inner knowing, the feeling of being lost evaporates because you are finally in motion. You realize that the path isn't something you find on a map. The path is created by the pressure of your own footsteps. But if the answer is inside us, why is it still so difficult to see? Why do we keep falling back into the same ruts of confusion and despair? Yangming explains this using the metaphor of a mirror. He says our minds are like mirrors, naturally bright, clear, and capable of reflecting the truth of the universe. But if a mirror is covered in thick layers of dirt, grease, and grime, it can't reflect anything. It becomes dull and useless. You don't need to add brightness to a mirror. You just need to remove the dirt that is obscuring its natural state. To find your meaning, you must polish the mirror every single day. This isn't a one-time event or a weekend retreat. It's a lifelong practice of gei-wu, or the rectification of things in the moment. Polishing the mirror means practicing radical self-honesty. It means catching yourself when you're acting out of ego, vanity, or anger, and bringing yourself back to your center before that action takes root. It means maintaining total presence in whatever task is in front of you, no matter how mundane. Whether you are washing dishes, leading a multi-million-dollar meeting, or talking to a stranger, that is your life. There is no small moment and big moment. If you are waiting for the big moment to start living meaningfully, you are throwing away the only time you actually have. The meaning of life isn't a grand final achievement that happens 10 years from now when you retire or reach a goal. It is the quality of your presence and the sincerity of your heart in this very second. If you can be meaningful in the small things, the big meaning of your life takes care of itself. It is the sum of 1,000 polished moments. If you feel lost today, stop looking at the horizon. Stop waiting for a career change, a relationship, or a move to a new city to finally give you a sense of purpose. Those things are just the scenery, and if you are lost in your heart, you will be lost in every city on earth. Close your eyes and look at your own heart. You already have the tools. You already have the compass. You are not a broken machine that needs new parts. You are a bright mirror that just needs to be cleaned. Your true meaning isn't a secret code you need to crack or a riddle you need to solve. It is the sincere, active expression of your inner self in the world. It is the bridge between your innate knowing and your daily actions. As Yangming taught, the path isn't miles away. It is right beneath your feet, waiting for you to take the first step with sincerity. You don't need to find the truth. You need to stop hiding from the truth that is already vibrating within you. So start with one small, sincere action today. Don't overthink it. Don't try to plan the next 5 years of your transformation. Just look at the one thing you know you should do right now. The thing your innate knowing has been whispering to you while you've been busy ignoring it, and do it with your whole heart. Put down the phone, have the difficult conversation, start the work, or offer the help. What is your inner compass telling you in this silence? Listen to it, act on it, and watch as the path reveals itself, one step at a time.